France are taking on. Who are they playing?
Paraguay. I know it was
you want to forget it.
Yeah, to be fair.
It was horrible as a spectacle. France make it through a Kylian Mbappe penalty with 20 minutes to go, proved to be the difference. Frank, relieved? Is that the right word?
Yeah, I would say really upset. As you're right to say that, because I think it takes two to tango. Yes, France didn't have maybe the best game, but it's impossible to play against a team like that. They refuse to play. Every actions, every decision from the referee will be like 30 years ago with many teams in South America, let's say, where you have to complain, you have to discuss, you have to not be okay with any decision. I'm fed up with that football, you know, really. Especially when we saw Cape Verde trying to do something yesterday, losing with pride. I'm sorry, but that Paraguay team was everything that I hate about football. And that's unfair to a World Cup, and that's unfair to their fans. I mean, they offer nothing. Sorry, they just defend, kick the ball high. I had sympathy for Enciso the first half when he was running at front, not touching the ball, trying to defend. But that's the only thing he did. Almiron as well. That's impossible to play that way. I mean, the coach should have maybe had a little bit of a thought about how they can get the ball a little bit tactically to go and try to upset the French team. Nothing. We knew that as soon as France scored, that was over. Because there was nothing to be offered by the Paraguay team.
Let's play devil's advocate.
Yeah, okay. Try.
Are you saying the best form of Paraguay getting a result was to try and outplay France?
Yeah, but the thing is, no, but it's not only the fact.
You know,
it's not only the fact that you only defend. It's the fact that you contest everything. You're never happy with anything. You imagine on the penalty. Have you seen the guy dipping a hole on the penalty spot?
That's the mentality.
Yeah, but that has to stop.
No, it doesn't.
The referee has to give a yellow card to that
Paraguay,
guy.
And look, I hated the game. But it's not Paraguay's job to make us happy. All the fans, all the viewing public at home, all the stadium. It's their job to find a way to get a result. Now, I don't like it, but that's where it is. If they go toe-to-toe with France, they get battered. The French are the best team in the tournament. Paraguay tried to open up against the US, they got battered. If they'd have done that against the US, which they didn't, maybe they'd have got off to a better start, but they thought they could go toe-to-toe with the United States. It became an open game. And you saw what the US did to them. If that's what the US did to them, what would the French have done to them? So I can understand the way they did it. I don't like it. I don't like to watch it. It's not a good spectacle, and it's not been in the sort of spirit of how most of the games at the World Cup have been played. But at the end of the day, that's their decision. That's the way they've got. They thought that was the best way to try and rile the French, to try and get under their skin, to whack Mbappe, to just annoy everybody, to complain to the referee. They thought that was the best avenue to get a result. And be honest, it was pretty close.
What do you think, Jermaine?
Yeah, you know, for me, is it this? For a football fan, I think it was terrible to watch, you know, but I'm exactly with him, you know, with Craig. It's like, at the end, they tried to just get in the head of the French player, and they know the individual class is on the side of France. So, and if they start playing with them, the risk is that you finish the game early. After 20 minutes, France is gone the game, you know. So, but everything else, I think, when you watch the game, you sit in front of the TV and say, "Man, what is this?"
Yes,
you know. So because
especially after yesterday, where you just kind of fell in love with
Cape Verde. 2 days in a row.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Was the Portugal-Croatia game?
2 days ago, yeah.
So you had Portugal-Croatia, and then you had Cape Verde against Argentina. Absolute classics.
But for me, it's this. And this is my point on it. Where I look at it and say, at least when you lose in a way that the people stand up and say, man, they tried.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, but you're saying the opposite of what you just said, so...
You know, now you see this team, they're going away from the tournament, everybody says, thank God they're out of it.
But the thing is, in '98, we played against Paraguay in the last 16. And it was exactly the same game, the same football. So they didn't evolve. They didn't try anything. And it's been 28 years. So you can try maybe in '98 to play against France and get up because we play at home and get a result because you want to reach the penalty shootout. Okay, that's fine. But 28 years ago, it's a copycat of what... no, not a copycat.
Carbon copy?
A carbon copy, sorry. Of what we've seen 28 years ago. And that's impossible for me. they are talented. South American players, football players, are so talented. They have skills. Use them. Try to get something out of it. Maybe it will take times. Maybe you will have some bad days, but try something.
None of these Paraguay players are getting into this France team. So they have to use the resources that they have, and those resources were to shut up shop, to try and frustrate France, and try and get it to penalties, or maybe nick one of
the resources that you are saying, that you have to change your football and your mentality at some point, because it doesn't go anywhere. So let's say that they're not going to change. So 20 years from now, they're going to be the same kind of team.
Right.
Well, that's beautiful for me.
This is it too. Like, I think we all agree that in the game you were seeing a little bit of phases where Paraguay was playing in the front. And you were able to see, okay, they can play if they want. They're just, I think, their focus in their game plan was how can we, keep the 0 as long as possible. How we can get some of the special key players from them in their head to get them out of the game. Then we will get our chances, because then it gets an open game with 10 against 11 is maybe a better luck and a better chance. So 11-11, I think they had, but for me, there was not a lot of countries to watch, but this country with Paraguay in Scotland, pooh.
Oh, I was pining for Scotland today. Scotland were super exciting compared to this Paraguay.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
And look, and there's no right and wrong way to win a World Cup or any game in any league in any country. There's no right and wrong way. There's just winning and losing. However, this World Cup and most of the domestic football we watch around the world, and particularly Europe these days, the football has evolved. And the teams that are playing with fear in this World Cup are going home. Mm-hmm. And I'm all for that.
Exactly.
And I want to see the exciting teams. Now, unfortunately, Cape Verde have gone home and they went out on their sword. But the teams that are playing defensive football in general are getting beat. It's not working. So the teams that are playing... And look, this is not France, because France are one of the favourites. But even the so-called second-string teams that are trying to go for it are sometimes getting rewarded. Mm-hmm. And I think at the end of the day, as long as we see that towards the 16, the quarters, the semi-finals, that it is the teams that are going to go for it and not the teams that are trying to defend their way to this World Cup. Maybe it'll be an eye-opener to other countries in the future to say, we can't go there and defend our way to success. Sure. We have to go there and get on the front foot. And to be fair, a lot of teams have done that. Paraguay have been one of the teams that have not.
Frank, then what do we learn about the French side today?
Again, it's exactly what I said for the 20 minutes of the beginning of the game against Sweden, where I didn't feel them ready to give 100%. So France has only one enemy, it's themselves. So if they don't put every tools that they need to put on, and with all the talent that they have, they can struggle against any team, because you have to be at 100% in order to do something. They're going to play against Morocco. It's going to be a special game, lots of rivalry, and at the same time, friendship is complicated. If players like Michael Olise, that I found a little bit sloppy in the first half, which is not what he showed to the world. Normally, we can be surprised by the opponent. So, if France can take from that game that they have to be more into the game, more tuned in, and give 100%, they can struggle. They have to use that. But I'm sure Didier Deschamps told them, and maybe even halftime, he told them to not fall for what the Paraguay players were inviting them to go to. But I think he said, "Oh, we're not giving enough. We're not giving enough. You have to give more. You're capable of giving more." And he hasn't been shown, because again, it takes two to tango. It's very difficult when the opponent park the bus, but they have to be more effective.
Don't know if Morocco can do what Paraguay did. I think we saw today why Paraguay had the defensive record in CONMEBOL that they did, and I think that was why it was a surprise when they played the US that they got destroyed in the way that they did, because their defensive record in qualification and some of the results was actually very good. And we saw that today, how compact and organised they were. Morocco are clearly a better side. The big question is can Morocco defend in the manner in which Paraguay did? Because that's their staple diet. It's not Morocco's staple diet.
We'll actually talk about that game a little bit later on. Why were France sloppy? We saw it in the opening 20 minutes of the Sweden game. We saw it today as well. As much as Panama, much as Paraguay.
It was very hot today.
You really have forgotten.
You have to take that in consideration. It was very hot today. So when you are in full speed, like Mbappe, Dembele, or Olise, it takes lots of energy, and then you need to recover to do it and do it and do it and do it. It was possible against Sweden. It was quite impossible today because of the heat.
Is that a fair excuse?
But I don't think that France was sloppy. I think just that that's like a boxer who's the champion and fights against somebody who's tried to get his title. So France was in this game and trying to figure out, okay, what is Paraguay doing? And they had to get a little bit, a feeling for Paraguay's what they're doing. And you were able to see Paraguay just was there to stop them in not even play forward. We know that France's game is the transition game. So if you play a transition game with them, they destroy you. So, but I think that the whole time was pretty sure that the coach Deschamps, he said in halftime, keep your time, be patient, wait, you will. We have the individual quality. We have better players. We will get the chances. And it was just a matter of time that one of them comes through, that a penalty comes or something, because the individual quality is just there. In that game today, they have to learn to be patient, just to wait that it is not everything works out straight away. You have to be patient, wait for the moments, and then if you get the game, we will win it. So in at the end, it's like you have to give credit to Paraguay that they made it so difficult for them. In the other side, you have to give respect to France that they were patient, they waited, and they were not letting the Paraguay player get in the head. And at the end, they won 1-0, they won, and they go to the next game. And I think the next game will be completely different game.